Hi, my name is Asa and I am the developer of Pattern Keeper. Today I will show you how to use the new import from camera feature in Pattern Keeper to import a paper chart. First I will begin with clicking the plus sign as usual, but instead of choosing the PDF file option, I will choose the camera option. Next, it will ask me if I want to take a picture using the camera or if I want to import a file that I already have, a photo or an image. So in this case, I will choose camera. And here I have my paper chart. I have it lying flat on a table in front of the window so it gets decent light. And the neater it lines up, so I won't photograph it like this just because. The neater it lines up, the easier it will be to import. So something like this should be fine. Press OK on that. It ended up upside down, so I will use the rotate buttons to make sure it ends up the right way up, and then click next. Next, I will align the grid. So to pick up the handles, I have to long press on the handles. That's new, but that's different from the previous grid import when importing PDF charts, and there's a reason for that. And you can also move the corners completely disjointed from each other so you can line it up with what you have on your paper. And then edit the size of the grid. This chart page is 60 stitches wide and 71 stitches high. And then I will zoom in and place the handles as accurately as I can. Can be a bit fiddly sometimes to get the long press to work, so just be a bit patient. Like that, and as you can see, in some places it already lines up pretty nicely, and in other places it's not even close. But not to worry, just once you're happy with where the corners are and the size of the grid, click next. And now the app did an automatic deskew algorithm on your grid, and this is the reason why you need to long press, because otherwise it would be impossible to zoom in this image without moving any handles by mistake. So now if you zoom in, you can see that the grid is lined up. It looks pretty nice. No algorithm is foolproof, so please double check that it actually looks fine. If you're unhappy with the placement of one of the handles, you can just long tap to grab it and adjust it so that it ends up perfect. But yeah, this looks fine, so click next. Here I will do color correction, as you can sorry about that. As you can see, even though I tried to get good light, the chart still came out kind of bluish, which will make the annotations and like the highlights and stuff not read as well. So I will drag this handle a bit to try and get the blue out of it. But as you can see, some of the grid ended up kind of washed out, so I will drag this hand a little bit to try and get that back. The goal is to end up with really white squares and really black lines. I think that's fine. And then I will name it something. Heart in this case, since it's a heart design. Click OK. And then it will process this page, which can take a tiny bit of time depending on the size of the image. And then it will ask me if I want to add another page, and usually I would, since it's only half the design, but for this tutorial I'm just going to click no. And now we're back in the normal import flow that you recognize, and it says that it was not able to index the symbols, well, obviously, since it's an image. And then open chart. And here it is. It's all there, and it looks kind of good. Let's see if it lines up. So if I select a couple of stitches here, and it looks fine. It lines up really, really well, and the cells of the image lines up with where the app thinks that the stitches are. And since this is a scan, you can use the new manual highlight feature to manually highlight some stitches, and then as you stitch them, you can go over and finish as you would usually do. So there is no, as you can see, there is only the move and the markup mode. There is no search mode, and there's no legend. And yeah, that's it. I hope you like it.